Self-education will make you a fortune, buddy. A successful person is always a lifelong learner. Where did you go? Let me see what else I got. Henry David Thoreau. I'm impressed, Charlie quoting. Oh, sorry.
All right.
The first is to read books. The second is to learn from successful people by observation. And the third is to constantly reflect on your own experiences and learn what went right and what went wrong.
I don't know why it's making me admit people one by one, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So this is going to be cool. It's going to be a recording.
What you become directly influences what you get.
DNA
Got
Realty.
your DNA mug? I can't wait for the new ones.
So
The new slogan on the back.
I think it's going to be awesome.
I think it's already awesome. Do you see this above my head?
Yeah.
My sister gave me that.
The cheetah. You see this behind my back?
Cheater. What?
Jim Black is on. There's the guy, Kyle. Kyle, I'm so proud of you for being on video, buddy.
Kyle, you're killing it on that.
Technology up.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh,
I just figured out how to record.
I can't believe it took you this long to start doing it. I can't
I'm
believe
just getting started though.
I'm so proud of you for doing video and actually. Did somebody set the Zoom up for you, or did you do it yourself?
I guess someone
just
set it up.
messaged me.
I had to practice last night.
Dude, your technology game's going through the roof.
I'm getting nervous, man. You're gonna be too good.
If real estate doesn't work out, you could just be tech sensation.
I could be a tech guru, right?
Dog, you're on your way.
Well, let me just finish something, all right, before we start.
Comes across so genuine and appreciate it.
No problem.
Chase, what's up?
I don't know why it's doing this, but it's making me literally let people in one by one.
Michelle, what's up? Just let everybody in, buddy. You got to open it up, no?
Hey, people, open DNA Realty Resource.
A lot of people messaged me about it, so.
Well, we're live.
Michelle, what's up?
Michelle.
Hi.
Hey, Michelle, what do you think about getting license plate covers for all the cars? You know how dealership have them? We get them for all the cars. I'll get a bunch like black with white writing.
Okay.
What do you think?
Huh?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ah.
There he is. Jim's looking good. You look so professional. Did you get a new haircut, Jim?
What's up, man?
A new haircut? Yeah, I went. I got it done right on the back deck.
Nice. You did it yourself?
I did it myself, and then my wife fixed it because it wasn't pretty.
Everybody's shaving their head low, huh?
You gotta. I mean, it would have been a disaster. I mean, we got at least a month before I can go get a haircut. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
All right, man. Let's get the show on the road. 9 o'clock.
I think we're still waiting for Aaron.
Oh. If it means that you are in a position. The challenge of leadership. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not a bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. Wow. Sounds like being a leader is tough, man.
It is. All right, we're going to jump in. I think Aaron is here, right?
I don't know. It's all going through your account. So you got everything recording?
Yep.
You see all the people that are in here on your end?
Yep.
There she is.
Arthur looks like he's going to a wedding.
Getting
Got
married.
the vest on.
He's getting married.
That is fine. I do need to get married, so that's great.
Aaron, what's up?
Hey.
Nice.
All right. Are
I'm
we
gonna
good
mute
to
the
go?
people that I'm gonna mute the people that aren't speakers. If you have a lot of background noise, I'm gonna mute you too. So just a FYI, the format's gonna be pretty simple. I'm gonna ask questions, and we'll go in order the way it looks like. Actually, we'll start with Aaron, then David, then Jim, and then Kyle will answer. So that's how we'll answer the questions. Okay. At the end of all the questions that I have, it'll probably be about 25 minutes. We're going to open it up to everybody. And then I'll go look on Facebook, see if anybody else has questions. So as you're coming into the call, mute yourself. And when you're trying to talk, we'll unmute you and go from there. All right. All right. So that'll be the format. All right. First question. Let's start with Aaron. Just introduce yourself. Tell me what your team name is, your goal for 2020, and the top 3 areas that you cover in real estate.
Yeah, so my name is Erin Holloway. I'm with the Holloway Home Group in Middle Tennessee, so Nashville, Franklin area. Our goal for 2020 is 120 units for
Nice.
this year. Yeah.
That's
What was
awesome.
the last question? What was the last one?
I think that was it. What?
Yep.
So
What
goal-
areas?
Oh, the top 3 areas you cover.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I did mention that at the beginning. So Nashville, Franklin, and Murfreesboro.
All right. Awesome. We'll go right to David.
Last year we did 70 units. My name's Dave, DNA Realty Group, and then this year we're going for 120.
Wow. Nice. David's our fearless leader. I'm sure you'll get us there. Let's jump over to Jim Black.
So Jim Black, we're out of Worcester, Massachusetts. So really all of central Mass into Northern Connecticut. And our goal this year is to do 287 sales.
That's amazing. That's awesome. All right. And my main man, Kyle, he's probably closing like 14 deals as we speak. Kyle, what do you got for us?
What's up, guys? So Kyle, in Rhode Island and Mass, cover the entire state of Rhode Island, do southeastern Massachusetts, and this year is different for me, right? So my goal has always been a number. I'm always like, hey, let's do this many units. I still have that goal of doing 550 to 600 units myself, but what I did was I added a separate group, individual of separate of myself, right? So myself and then 7 or 10 realtors so far, and the goal for them is to get them up to 200 units. So that would be 550 to 600 for myself, 200 for these guys. And then my bigger goal is to roll my lead gen program out by the end of the year and just be able to provide a phenomenal service in 2021 to everybody in this business. So I'm working on that now, and that's about to be real powerful.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. All right. The next thing is a lot of people are struggling right now because of the coronavirus pandemic. What have you adjusted your goals at all down, or if not, have you adjusted your strategies since we started the coronavirus pandemic in your real estate? So let's start with the lady, Erin.
Yeah, so we definitely haven't changed our goals. It's the same results, but a different process. So it completely looks completely different than what we were doing before. It actually gives us an opportunity to like dig deep into our database. So we're just going through and making those care calls to our past clients or current clients, and just asking us like a simple question. Hey, how are you guys doing? Is there anything that we can do to help you? So it looks a lot different. And then when we're past all of this, they're going to remember us for that we cared about them through this tough time. So it definitely looks different. And then just coming up with the different process of like virtually buying a home. Like, what does that look like? So we have virtual buy-in process as well, program, and selling program as well. Yeah,
I've been seeing all the Facebook lives you're doing, all the Instagram lives you're doing, and the video walkthrough. So that stuff is awesome. Let's jump over to David. Since the coronavirus, have you adjusted your goals and or your strategies?
Yeah, so we haven't adjusted our goals. If anything, I think we can actually do more towards the end of the year because I think there'll be a lot more action. What we did do is we took a look at all our expenses and we went item by item and took a look at what comes out of our bank accounts, and we made some changes to make sure that, you know, if this lasts a month or two, we have enough money and we have enough leverage. And then what we did also is we took a look at what we're doing for lead sources and how we're doing it. And we're also doing what Aaron's doing, right? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So we're also calling all our clients and seeing if anybody needs anything.
Yep, absolutely. My good friend Jim Black.
So it's kind of an interesting question, because I actually sent you a message when you asked what our goal was, and I said somewhere between 200 and 287.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was kind of a joke, but at the same time, you know, we set our expenses based on what our goals are, and you know, and we cut back probably 15% on expenses, which is pretty significant. And we're still tracking for that 287, but I'm being very conscious as to what is our break even as well if everything just hits the fan. So it hasn't, and our business is thriving, and the people on my team still have their same goals. And we've actually, you know, been hiring agents and interviewing agents as well. So I would say, I don't think our goal has changed, but my mindset, again, my mindset around watching the expenses is a lot stronger right now. And we didn't cut anything that's going to affect our business. We just cut stuff that was literally fat.
Yeah. And one of the things you do really well from shadowing you, and I posted some videos about us shadowing your team, is you're really focusing on building a team like a true leader. So you're going in there and you're really motivating your agents to perform and do work. And correct me if I'm wrong, but every year you're actually doing less and less production and getting more and more free time while your agents are selling more and more homes.
That may not be 100% true.
Not anymore.
Every year I set my goal lower and I sell more homes myself. I think last year I sold the most, and this year I've sold more than I did last year. So, I mean, as in, you know, for the first quarter. So yes, I have that attempt. I intend, and at the same time, every year I pull back. I pull back on what I'm doing for actions, and at some point in the year, I still end up selling more. And I think so. I guess from an efficiency standpoint, a little more efficient, but yeah, I don't actually pull back. I haven't been able to.
It's probably easier. And I'll give you one more compliment. Your team camaraderie every time we shadow you guys is awesome. I feel like everybody's really a team player and they do great production. All right, Kyle. I know the answer for you. Once the pandemic hit, you doubled your number. You're like, we're doing 1,000.
Nah, first of all, Jim is a smooth cat, man. He's a smooth operator. I never met him before. First time I talked to him, he's just calm, cool, and collective, and I love that out of him. Just kind of taking my 2 cents on that. As far as goals, though, I'm watching expenses. I'll tell you what, I'm really watching expenses right now, and I'm watching the stuff that I was spending money on that wasn't generating the ROI that I looked for. So what I've done is my bookkeeper and I meet every single day, and we're just analyzing the heck out of all these numbers, and we're looking at what expenses are just line items and what expenses are actually generating income. Line items are gone. I'm done with them. I don't need them. I was paying for things I didn't need. Generating income, if the ROI is greater than or equal to something else, I'm pouring gasoline on it. If it's not, it's going away. There's no more this isn't the time to throw spaghetti at the wall. This is the time to light a fire on something that's really working. So what I'm
We lost you. Kyle, say something. We lost you. It might be your internet. We're going to jump to the next questions, and we'll come back to Kyle.
Did you not hear me?
We didn't hear the last 30 seconds.
Towards the end.
Yeah, I said basically I'm just looking at everything that, anything and everything that's not generating the ROI that I look for, and I'm cutting that off, and I'm pouring more gasoline or putting more time, effort, and energy and money into the things that are. So this exercise is going to make me better as a leader, as an agent, as a producer, as whatever that is. It's going to make me better because it's allowing me to have some time I didn't have before to look at these things and really trim and cut fat. because fat was killing me and I wasn't paying attention to it. And now I'm able to pay attention.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just mention something Kyle said. He talked about the spaghetti philosophy, which was, if you watch the video we have on YouTube with Kyle, it's the philosophy of throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. It works very well in the hot market. And really what it means, and Kyle, you could correct me if I'm wrong, is trying a bunch of different things. For example, try cold calling, try ISA, try Zillow. And if it works, you spend more money and you double down on it. And what you're saying now is you're changing the spaghetti philosophy. And instead of trying a bunch of different things, you're looking what's really working and you're putting even more money into that, correct?
Exactly. This isn't the time for trial and error. This isn't like this time right now is you got to hunker down and buckle down. Whether this is 2 months, 3 months, we took a 12-month year and consolidated to 8 to 9 months right now. So we've got to make up for those 2, 3, 4 months, and we need to do that efficiently, and we need to do that in a smart manner.
Absolutely. All right. Well, next question I got is top 3 things you're going to be doing differently to still reach your goals. And I know some of you cover for that, but give me a strategy and think about individual agents as well when you mention these that they can use to make sure that they still reach their goals instead of saying, I'm going to change my goals. So let's start with Erin.
Yeah. I mean, one of them mentioned is definitely calling your sphere of influence and past clients. I think that is the big thing. Like, it's all about relationships, and it's going to be the biggest ROI as well. So I think that's where you want to start. And then we've been having a lot of luck with for sale by owners. I think a lot of them don't have a plan during this time, and you can come and you can be like the expert and have confidence and have a plan. So we've been having a lot of luck with them and still do walkthroughs with them. Like, hey, walk me through your house, and connect with them during that time and build a relationship with them. So for lead generation, I really do believe it's going to be like your sphere and FSBOs. I haven't really tried much in expired. And then I believe buttoning up on your systems and your skills. So your systems meaning like write everything down that you're doing right now. It's like perfect time. You're sitting at home. You don't have to, you save time spending time in the car. And I believe too, just getting ready. Like I feel like I saved like 3 hours out of my day now, which is great. So I think a lot of things are going to flow over into when we get out of this, we're going to just have, like, I believe I'm going to work from home more, maybe 2 times a week instead of going into the office. Cause I just feel like I have more time to focus and I get more things done. And then just working on your skills. I know with Keller Williams right now, they have a virtual bold going on that's like $99. Wow. So, and it scripts on like what's currently going on right now. So I'm like, take advantage of that. And that's something I've been impressed with too, with like Gary and how he's handling everything. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but he cut coaching in half. So instead of like $1,000 a month, it's only $500, which is great. Yeah. So he knows we need coaching during this time. We're trying to cut expenses, which I think is a great leader for sure.
Awesome. I love it. Let's jump over to David. Give us your top 3 strategy.
We're definitely at a good company, Aaron, for sure.
Yeah.
Great leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's who we learn from, so that's awesome. So number 1 is we waited a few days to see how it goes, but I got some gloves and masks, and I'm showing houses yesterday. I'm showing houses today. Obviously keeping it safe. Big shout out to all the realtors. I'm doing a lot of virtual CMAs, virtual appointments where I'll walk in the house, or Arthur or somebody on our team, Michelle, will walk in the house and we just do a video of the property, right? We talk to them live. So thank God for technology. That's pretty awesome. And then the other thing is you got to keep your energy and your mindset up, right? I'm still reading a lot, learning a lot, watching a lot of YouTube videos of like really, really successful people, right? Like Jeff Bezos and Charlie Munger, right? And I'm seeing what all these guys are doing, and I'm just staying sharp because I don't see that this is going to go on for 40 years, right? And we still have to have goals, things we want to accomplish for ourselves and our family. So number 1 is you got to keep your mindset sharp. So and some people do actually want to meet, right? As long as they wear gloves, I walk in, I say, back up 6 feet, and then we get it going,
He's quite the entertainer. If you guys think he's joking about that, yells at people, back up 6 feet. They're like, whoa. All right. And then we got Kyle. Is he still with us? I don't see him on the screen.
He's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Kyle, you moved.
Good Jim though, no?
Oh yeah, Jim. Sorry.
Oh, good. You can have Kyle go.
Everybody moved on the screen for some reason. But go ahead, Jim, you take it away, and then Kyle.
Okay. So, I mean, I think the biggest theme for this is being cautiously optimistic. And I think that's the whole expenses, but feeling that we're going to be in a good spot coming out of this. I think one of the biggest things is really being confident on what economically is happening and what this is all going to look like, and having educated conversations with clients. And honestly, my most recent listing appointments, I'd say 90% of my listing appointment is, what is our safety process? How do we do this so you can be safe while selling your home? And that's probably been the biggest piece of it. And we're doing face-to-face and virtual listing appointments at this point, depending on the scenario. And I think one of the biggest things we're going to get out of this is efficiency. The amount of times you have a husband and wife you can't get together for a listing appointment, and you can say, you know what, you do yours from work, you're at home, and I'll be at my office, and the three of us will get on a Zoom call. We'll go talk about the market, and I'll send you contracts, and I don't even have to go in the house because the wife is going through a video in the house. So I can tell them what needs to be done and everything. So I think a lot of efficiencies, and, you know, expireds are definitely up. They're going to continue to be up a little bit. For sale by owners are a little uncomfortable with the scenario out there. So I think those are some great places to really dial in addition to your database. So I looked at my call list, who are my top people, and I really focused on those people and just reaching out and checking in. That's been a big thing that we've done.
All right, Kyle, take it away. You're top.
So I think the biggest changes I made, just social media, really staying present, right? We joked about it in the beginning. We said, hey, wow, you figured out how to use the camera. Figured out how to use video. But I think staying present, but adding value, but also letting people know I'm still here, I'm still working, I can answer your questions, I'm here, I'm going to work in a safe environment, but at the same time, the world didn't stop. There's still people buying, still people selling. I'm one of the people that can help you, versus doing the 10 push-up challenge and doing, the icebox, what all these other people are doing, kind of goofing around. Like, I'm staying present. Like, every day is the same, whether this pandemic is going on or not. You're going to see me in the same light. But now I'm going to make it more visible and give you kind of some mindset things in the beginning of the day. I started to do that to kind of keep people positive, to keep that mental very healthy, because I think that's important. So that was the biggest change. And then the last thing is, my staff, I really made them take the Kyle philosophy as far as calendars and systems and follow a structure. So I made every single one of them tell me what they do on a weekly, monthly, annual basis. And we just went right down the calendar. I never had time to do this. We put the Kyle calendar together. Every day is boom, boom. So they know, they come in, they print their calendar. They have their calendar. They cross things off. They check things off. So there's no more excuse, I forgot. I'm not going to hear I forgot. Like I told them flat out, I don't want to hear you ever say I forgot again. Can't do it. And then forget your ass out the door if you can't remember. That's just bottom line. So if you can't, we needed to get more structured on that, and I think this was a great time. Again, spin a negative into a positive and continue to just move forward.
Kyle, and you're stepping up. Like when we met you, we did a video a video shadowing you. It's on YouTube. I'll post it in the link. It's 3,000 views now. And before then, nobody saw a video. They didn't even, you were like a drug cartel. Like nobody knew your face. You started blowing up the video on Instagram and YouTube. And I logged in your YouTube. I was searching our video. And for the first time, my video didn't come up first because you were posting your own content. I was like,
yeah.
I'm so proud of you. And I think social media is super important. And you're making great adjustments. All right. Question number 4 is mindset. I find mindset is one of the most important things. And Kyle, you personally have one of the strongest mindsets. I think I had a strong mindset, but you personally have one of the strongest mindsets I've ever seen. So what are you guys doing to stay sharp and focused during these crazy times with the pandemic and having to stay home? And then also for the people that have teams like we do, just tell us what you're doing to support your team or your clients, because I find that even if you're staying sharp and positive, we're having a lot of issues with other people having a hard time. So Aaron, take it away. Mindset. What are you doing to stay sharp and focused during these crazy times?
Yeah, so I think through social media now, there's just so much with mindset. Even with like my churches, they have like prayer every morning. They have live video at 6 p.m., like just interviewing people about everything. And that's helped me tremendously to just keep my mind right, my spirit right. And then also with Keller Williams, they have on demand, like probably 3 times a day. So there's just constant stuff on there to educate us like what to do during this time. And then also on mindset as well, and just staying connected to you guys. Like it helps me a lot just to be around you guys and just stay connected. And with my team, just having a plan for them, and then being confident in our plan and that we are going to get through this. And we just have to continue to make our calls, and we're just going to have more conversations than we were before, which is okay. Like we can have more conversations, and then checking on them too, like just calling them like, hey, how's it going with you and your family? Are you guys surviving? Or what are you doing to stay active? And the good news around here in Nashville, like the weather is getting nice and people are outside and they're exercising. Like, and part of our shelter place, like we are allowed to get out, so which is good. So I'm super blessed about that. Like we can actually leave. And so there's a park right behind my house. So just going on walks, biking, kayaking still, like we can still do all that stuff. So, which has been like a huge, huge blessing for sure.
Awesome. David, take it away.
So for mindset, I'm still going out into the woods and hiking and exercising every day. And I'm actually eating cleaner than I've ever eaten this whole year, probably because all the restaurants are basically closed. So it's pretty good, you know? And I think the other thing is too, on the facts of what's going on and all the people that are hurting and stuff, I don't believe in complaining, but if you get to the store, like I have extra gloves in my trunk, I have extra masks in my trunk, and just give people the stuff they need, right? Contribute to the world that way, but just don't complain, you know? And then as far as the news, I don't watch it at all. I'll look up some facts every few days just to know where we are and what's going on. And other than that, I try to stay away from anybody negative, because I think you just can't afford to go down that road, you know? It's easy for everybody to be down right now, and it's really hard times for most people, and I think that sucks. But if you're either helping people or you're complaining, and one's not helping at all.
Jim, take it away.
So I think from a mindset standpoint, I mean, I just have to remind myself that I'm not in the tough spot that other people are in. I mean, especially just as real estate agents in general, like you probably are not financially hit yet. You might take a hit, but it's not today. And we should be helping other people when we're in a good spot. And my recommendation is even putting a budget aside as to like, what can I give back to either local businesses or just like somebody who needs some help. So, I mean, one thing we did was shot an email out to our entire database, and you know, there's agents in there, all kinds of people, and just said, hey, if you need any help, there's my cell phone, call me. If you know, and I had some people, I don't even know who they are. They called me and asked for help, and just little things like that. And then the other thing with the team is staying engaged. I mean, right now we have a leadership meeting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 to 8. We have a team stand-up, which we always did face-to-face from 8:30 to 8:45, and then role play 8:45 to 9. We have our team meeting via Zoom every week. So we're staying connected as much as we can. And I think the other thing is who we surround ourselves with. So I've got a mastermind going every Tuesday from 11 to 12 with about 10 people. I got another one we just started every couple weeks. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on these calls, yet it's keeping my head in the right place, because we have to show up as a leader and again, cautiously optimistic. Like don't be thinking like everything's going to be perfect, yet we can come out of this in a much better spot than we went into it. And I believe that our team will. if we keep having that positive attitude, because there's going to be more business for us than we had before we went into it.
Love it. All right. Kyle, what you got for us?
All right, so I'm gonna take a different approach, right? So I love this. You know why I love it? Because it checked my ass. It told me that I'm not bigger than anything else, right? So sometimes we all think we're invincible, right? So I'm going through the last 3 or 4 years, closing 300, 400, 500 deals. No one can tell you anything, right? You're on top of the world. In one weekend, it changed. Everything changed like that, right? So what does this do? This checks you and says, slow down. You're not bigger than this. You're not better than this. You're just like everybody else, right? Eat this humble pie, shut the hell up, and figure out what you need to do to go forward. So for me, timing couldn't have been better. It was fantastic. It checked everything, put everything in perspective, and said, okay, get back to the basics, figure out what's going on. Don't need to spend all this money on all this silly stuff, and keep that mindset. Now this is where you're going to determine. It separates the men from the boys, and it's going to separate who's going to come out of this thing better or who's going to put their head in the sand. So for me, this was great because I do have a strong mind. And this said to me, hey, look, you're not going to be as busy as you were, but you're going to have to fight through this and figure out when you come out of this, how much better can you be in all aspects of life. So figure it out, check your ego at the door, and move forward. So for me, it was good. I love that. I think it needed to happen. It was a reset button. It was a reset on the batteries. I think we all come out of this thing more hungry. And I think what it does is it reminds you, hey, I was hungry when I started. I might have got a little complacent here and there. Let's get back to being hungry again, because this shit could go away tomorrow. So that's my thought of mindset right now.
I love it. And I was just thinking, this is such a perfect group of like individuals. It couldn't have worked out more perfect. We got David, the entertainer, who yells at people, back up. You got Aaron bringing in that girl power, which I'm glad I got her on the call because it was going to be too much testosterone. Jim Black, like Kyle said, he's so smooth. He's getting smoother, I think. I don't know.
It's a haircut.
Every time I see him.
Yeah. And then we got Kyle. He's just a ball of energy. This guy's a savage. Like, he's literally probably closing deals in between the But let's wrap it up. I got one more question, then I'm going to open it up to everybody else on the call. So my last question is, what's the one takeaway that you want agents, and talk to business owners too. There's actually a couple of business owners watching that wanted to hop onto this. What is the one thing that you want the agents and business owners to take away from this call, or one piece of advice you have for them? Let's give it to Aaron.
That's a good question. I want to make it really good. Can we start with David first?
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, Aaron. I usually don't do this, but for you, I will.
Yes, you're kind of.
I think now's the time for any business and every business, no matter what anybody says, we're all in the same boat. Now's the time to regroup. Now's the time to make your plans for what you're going to do for the rest of this year. And basically, now's the time to work on your business. Take the time, sit down and look at everything. Look at what's going on. Take the time to think about how you've been running your business, what you could do better because we're not immune. This may not be the last time something like this happens, but what are you going to do so the next time you're even more prepared, right? And you're in a position where you can help people instead of always saying like, woe is me, right? So just just make your plans. That's my takeaway. What are you going to do to improve?
That's good.
Aaron, you want to go next, or do you want to go to Jim?
Sure. I think the biggest piece of advice is work on your database. And I think that can be used for any business, because I think your database is your business. So work on it. Go through your past clients, your current clients first, and just catch up with them, and then just look into future business or follow up. I know in our team we have a lot of overdue tasks, so we've just been knocking those out, like touching them, like, hey, are you still planning to buy a house this year? Have you purchased a home? Are you still looking for a home? We talked about you selling your house in the past. Are you looking to sell this year? We might have someone that's interested. That's probably the best text that, like, we get the most response from. So just going through that database and just making notes on everyone and adding new tasks or just organizing it. So I think that's probably the best piece of advice since we have time. Because I know a lot of people in some areas. I had an ELP call. I know, Arthur, you're an ELP with Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
We had a mastermind call yesterday, and I just didn't realize, like, there's a lot of agents out there that cannot work at all. Like, they're not having appraisals right now. They can't do inspections. Like, they can't do business. And I think that was one of my biggest fears when this started, because we had a few closings, and I was like, we're not going to be able to close. Like, we're not going to be able to do it. But in our state, we're fortunate that it's an essential, so we can leave and we can still do business. But if a lot of them were really down, and you can tell because I got on a little bit before the call started. So I think even with them, that's the best advice. Like, go through and call. People are home. People are going to answer the phone. So give them a call and just follow up with them. Yeah.
I've been calling a lot of people personally and FaceTiming them and doing Zoom calls. And I was shocked at how happy past clients are to hear from you, and they just want to connect. Because like you said, they're home, they're nervous, they're scared. So they're definitely open to talking, and you could be.
And one thing I learned too that I was kind of doing at the beginning was giving my opinion. And that's the worst thing you can do. And I heard on another webinar, like, just give the facts. Don't give people your opinion. Just like focus on the good news that's going on. I know close to you guys in New York, they had like more people leaving the hospital from the coronavirus than coming in. And it's happened for 4 days straight. Like, that's good news. Like, that means we're like getting past this. Like, there's some like breakthrough in it. So just facts like that instead of just giving your personal opinion on it.
I love it. All right, Mr. Smooth, you're up next.
Nice. So it actually ties into something Kyle said. I think for every business owner, I mean, keeping your ego in check throughout this, because like we've run into it where our ISA is calling sellers and they're saying, oh, I talked to this agent. They told me the market's going to drop after this. And my point was like, that's fascinating, because I'm not sure anybody knows that answer. Because I mean, and Aaron said it too, like I'm providing facts. Like, if this happens, the market will probably go this way. If this happens, it'll probably go this way. But understanding how economics works and just knowing I don't have a clue. I've never been here, and nobody else has ever been here. So if anybody says they know what's going to happen, they're wrong, because they don't know. So just keeping my ego in check. And one of the things I did that I thought was value, and this ties into, I think, any business owner, is I set up a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m., 30-minute small business owner call. A lot of it became real estate agents, but talking about what challenges we're going through. And I think having several different businesses on there is valuable. The other thing is you're providing value, but you're also connecting those businesses together, and they're probably going to do business together, almost like a B&I would do or whatever like that. But it's a little bit different, and it's through this process. I don't know if it continues after this, but always looking at like who's hurting and how can we help them. Like even a contest with our team where, whoever makes the most contacts gets a gift card, and we're buying gift cards from local businesses. Just finding creative ways to keep people moving while going ahead and providing value to our local economy. Because if we don't support those small businesses, our businesses don't keep going.
All right, Kyle.
All right, so all that was good. Everybody had good comments. So mine is going to be simple, right? If this doesn't tell you that anything is possible and you shouldn't take shit for granted, then I don't know what will. Legit economy shut down in a weekend. Everything went from a super high to a low in the matter of 2 or 3 weeks. You need to not take, like, going forward, you'll never hear me say again, oh my God, I can't believe my phone rings every half a second. Because you know what? Right now, I would give anything to have my phone ring every half a second like it did. So again, this is such a huge reality check for me. And I think if everyone looks at it like that and says, look, we complained about so many things before this. Let's remember 2020, what we went through. Things aren't that bad. Anything is possible. Don't take things for granted, and be careful what you wish for, because it could be here today and gone tomorrow. It's our job going forward to say we've got out of this thing and we're not going to let it go back. And we can only control what we can, but anything is possible. Absolutely anything.
All right. I love it. Great call. Like I said in the beginning of the call, we have a ton of people on here, but the 4 agents on this call are literally going to sell more than 1,000 homes this year, despite the coronavirus. So I hope this helps with mindset. And I was just thinking how we can add value. So we decided to do this call. I want to open up for questions. If you got a question, either post it in the comment and say who it's for, or just unmute yourself and ask away and just tell us who it's for. I think Joe posted a question and Aaron kind of answered it. So I want to see, does anybody, and this could be just one person that answered it. The question is, do you have a great script for calling FSBOs and expireds during today's climate, COVID-19? Whoever wants to take that can go ahead. Whoever calls expireds and all that.
I'll take that. I think that's like, there's so much that goes into that. It sounds like a simple question, but there's time, there's learning, there's script practicing, right? There's so many things that go into calling. But if you want to take it down to the basics, I would go to MikeFerry.com. They have probably the most direct scripts that I've ever seen, and that will help you get to the point. Print those, or you can go to Keller Williams, like bold scripts. I think out of those two, you should be able to find what you need.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave, it's Joe. Hey, I know all the scripts. I was just wondering, with the COVID-19, is there something that you open up with? Just because most people, expireds, for sale by owners, they don't want to list at this time. So is there something you start with?
That's okay. Yeah. So you just let them know that, make sure you get to say something to the effect of, we can do things virtually, right? We'll make sure that we'll do our best to make sure the house is safe. We'll leave the doors unlocked, lights on. We'll do whatever we have to do. So always let them know that. And let's face it, right? We're going through this all together. So don't act like we're not in the same world. It's actually pretty easy. So what I say is, how are you and your family doing? How's everything going? Make it human. And then you'll be able to say whatever you want, right? Nobody's being an a-hole right now. Everybody's kind of in the same boat, and we're all helping each other. If I can help you sell your home, if it's something you need to do right now or get started with right now, let's do it. I can still get it done.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
My homie from New York, Jimmy, he has a question, so I just unmuted you.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
David Hart, thanks for putting this together. I have a quick question. So, I mean, as you guys remember from Family Reunion, I was big in doing open houses and circle prospecting / door knocking for the listings we had. But here in New York, basically every lead gen lever is down. Cold calling is illegal right now. Door knocking is illegal. Open houses are illegal. So aside from, I did take this time to reach out to about 400 or 500 people in my sphere. Do you guys have any other recommendations on what, we might be able to do here in New York that's not illegal, or maybe a little more creative than we normally might do?
I mean, I don't know if it's a lead gen lever. I mean, one thing we've been trying to focus on is we have a lot of listings that are not going on the market for various reasons right now. I think we have probably 25 that are on hold, is trying to make the love connection off market. That's one thing we've been trying to do is that.
That's good.
Joe, so one thing you could do, right? So one thing you could do is hold calls with different small businesses around your area.
Yep.
And show that you care and show that you're present, right? And give people, like, for example, I did one yesterday with a salon owner. And the salon owner was giving examples of what he's doing throughout this time. And what it does is now it relates to a whole group of other people that you never got in front of. And you can give your real estate side of what you're doing, what the salon folks are doing. Just stay present and make like present yourself well. Like, dress up like you're going to go on a regular day and be on film and be on camera. Maybe do something where you start like real estate tips of the day, and you have 1 or 2 tips every single day that you put out on your social media and you boost it. But stay in front of people when no one else is doing that in your area.
Yeah, so one of the things I started doing this week was I got on with a lender. We spoke about the forbearance, so I posted a video on that. And then today I have a Zoom call with an attorney that specializes in tenant law. and kind of answering some questions on that. So yeah, definitely adding that in. So yeah, I guess New York is a lot harder hit than other states.
That's great advice, Kyle and Jim. Yeah, so my goal was to have a 30-minute session and then 15 minutes for Q&A. If anybody has questions, go ahead and ask. But I will also say to our 4 panelists, do you want to say anything to wrap up? Any final words as we got 5 minutes?
Aaron, am I going first again?
Oh, I didn't think there was in a row.
I interrupted everybody. But I would say one thing, guys, and this is as real as I'm going to get with everybody. Mentally and mindset, this shit is hard. It's hard right now because we're all on a high frequency. Anyone that's a high producer is on a high frequency, and we want action. We want results. We're addicted to the game. We're addicted to we have a drive that many people don't have. We got to be there for each other. So if anybody on this panel or in this call or whoever's listening needs to talk to somebody, I get it. Just call me. Call me, email me, text me. Yo, we got to be there for each other because this is a really, it can, especially in New England, and Jim, you can relate. You're in Worcester, Arthur, you guys are in New England. It rains a lot. It's cold. It's dreary. Like, you add Corona on top of all that and no business. Like, it's just a really tough spot to be in. So we need to make sure if you need somebody, we keep our mental, we keep that going and do whatever it takes to kind of help each other out. So I just want to let y'all know I got to jump off, but I'm here for anybody on this call, anybody that's listening, chiming in, whatever that looks like. You can call me, email me, text me, whatever, and I get it. It's as real as it gets. It's hard out there right now.
Hold of you.
You could use my number. My number is 508-726-3492.
All right.
I'm jumping off, boys. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, bye.
Hi, Kyle.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, bye.
All right, who's next? Final words.
Jim.
So, I mean, I think Kyle went into it a little bit, but it's just keeping our mindset in check and staying away from the negativity around it. There's a lot of positive that's coming out of the backside of all this, and just really looking at that and staying around people that are positive and moving forward. And I think that's probably the biggest thing you can do, because everything else, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to have a clear enough head to do what you need to do to move forward.
Awesome. Love it. David or Aaron, you can fight for it.
I can
Aaron, go ahead, Aaron.
So
Your
some of the
turn.
things that's been moving my business forward is just staying informed. So staying informed with what's going on in those facts that I mentioned. And then coming up with a plan and then knowing what to say. I think to be successful in real estate is knowing what to say. And Joe, with your comment asking like, what is the script that you use during COVID? So with for sale by owners, we were actually using the same script. We're adding one question. And that is, what is your plan to show your property during COVID? What are you doing? And they don't know. So if you can come in, and I literally had someone typing, like working while I was having a conversation with them, and she just stopped in her tracks and was like paying attention to me and focused, because we are the experts. We are confident in what we do to sell properties and during this time. And I know I now have a plan and I'm staying informed with what's going on. So I really believe just staying informed. And I don't know where Jim went, but if he's still on here. But I know, I don't know if he's able to call for sale by owners or expired at all, but that's something that I think he can focus on to help.
Oh, Jimmy left, but I'll let him know.
Yeah, great.
Great advice, Aaron. Thank you.
You're welcome.
David, you want to wrap up before I wrap up?
Yeah, I think you know it's tough times, but I still think you gotta laugh and have fun. If it means watch comedies, if it means like, just let's face it, this is serious, right? And some people didn't make it, and they say that they died because of coronavirus. And if you're alive just to deal with this, I think that's a blessing, right? You're still here and you're still kicking, and that's cool, right? So I think it is serious, but also you got to have fun. And there's people on my team, I told them long before this ever came, I always say life is hard. You got to keep your mind sharp. Do whatever you have to do to keep your mind sharp. If it means looking at nature, a picture of nature, sitting in a bath, whatever that you think will make your mind calm down and be happier and be more at peace, do more of that. You know, I think it's very important. And don't forget to laugh. I mean, come on. If your cheeks can move, you should laugh.
All right. I'm all about adding value, so I'm going to wrap up with this. Darren Hardy, one of my favorite guys. I Darren daily every day. I'm going to post this on the DNA coaching website. It's simple. I'm going to post a YouTube link, and then I'm going to make a podcast and listen online. If you share it, I'll put your name in a drawing to win one of these journals called Living Your Best Year Ever, and it's all about achieving high goals. It's a sick journal. I don't know what the value is, but it ain't cheap. I'm going to give one of these away.
Wow.
It's simple. You just wait till the post comes out, share it, and I'll obviously write down the link, and you can win one of these Darren Hardy journals. This thing is sick. All right, guys.
That work with home inspectors?
Say it again.
Will that help with home inspectors?
It'll help anybody. It's all about achieving huge goals. Awesome,
Yeah,
guys.
great.
Thanks, everyone.
For everybody
Thanks,
that came on the call. And I am signing off. So thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, Art.
Yeah.
Bye, David.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, David. Another home run, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.